The History of the Peloponnesian War is a book written by the ancient Greek historian Thucydides. It is an account of the Peloponnesian War, which was fought between Athens and Sparta from 431 BCE to 404 BCE. Thucydides begins the book by describing the political and military situation in Greece leading up to the war. He notes that Athens had emerged as the dominant power in Greece, thanks to its naval supremacy and the wealth it had gained from its empire. Sparta, on the other hand, had traditionally been the leading land power in Greece, but it had grown increasingly alarmed by Athens' growing influence. The influence of Thucydides' work on subsequent historiography has been profound. His emphasis on the importance of power politics and the role of human nature in shaping historical events has influenced many historians and political theorists, such as Machiavelli and Hobbes. Thucydides' work also contributed to the development of the historical method. He was one of the first historians to use eyewitness accounts and primary sources in his work, rather than relying solely on hearsay and legend. He also sought to understand the underlying causes of historical events, rather than simply recounting their surface details. Despite its many strengths, Thucydides' work is not without its limitations. Some historians have criticized his emphasis on the role of power politics and his tendency to downplay the role of other factors, such as ideology and culture, in shaping historical events. Others have criticized his objectivity, noting that he was a participant in the war himself and may have had his own biases and prejudices. Nonetheless, the History of the Peloponnesian War remains a landmark work of ancient history. It provides a detailed and nuanced account of one of the most significant events in ancient Greek history, and it offers insights into the political and military dynamics that continue to shape the world to this day. According to Thucydides, the immediate cause of the war was a dispute between Athens and one of its allies, Corinth. Corinth was a powerful naval state that resented Athens' dominance of the seas. When Athens intervened in a dispute between Corinth and one of its colonies, Corinth appealed to Sparta for help. Sparta, seeing an opportunity to check Athens' power, formed an alliance with Corinth and other states and declared war on Athens. The war itself was fought on both land and sea, with each side seeking to gain advantage through a combination of military and political means. Athens, with its powerful navy, initially had the upper hand. It won a number of naval battles and established a blockade around the Peloponnese, the peninsula where Sparta was located. This blockade prevented Sparta from accessing its agricultural lands, which put a strain on its food supply. Sparta, however, was not without resources of its own. It had a powerful army, and it began to mount land-based offensives against Athens. In particular, it launched a series of raids into Attica, the region around Athens, with the aim of damaging Athens' infrastructure and morale. The war dragged on for years, with each side gaining and losing ground. Thucydides provides a detailed account of the major battles and political developments that occurred during this time. He also provides insight into the personalities of the key figures on both sides, such as the Athenian general Pericles and the Spartan king Archidamus. One of the most important themes that emerges from Thucydides' account of the war is the role of power politics in shaping historical events. He portrays the war as a struggle between two great powers, each driven by its own self-interest and willing to use any means necessary to achieve its goals. Thucydides also emphasizes the importance of human nature in shaping historical events. He notes that fear, honor, and self-interest are the key motivations that drive people and nations to act. As the war dragged on, Athens began to experience a number of setbacks. Its navy suffered a major defeat in 413 BCE, which gave Sparta control of the seas. The Spartan general Lysander also won a series of victories on land, which further weakened Athens' position. By 404 BCE, Athens was in dire straits. Its navy was destroyed, its allies had defected, and its people were starving. In the end, Athens was forced to surrender to Sparta. The terms of the surrender were harsh. Athens was required to dismantle its walls and surrender its fleet. Sparta emerged as the dominant power in Greece, and Athens' empire came to an end. Thucydides' work is considered a masterpiece of ancient history. It is notable for its emphasis on the importance of power politics, the role of human nature in shaping historical events, and the value of empirical observation and analysis. Thucydides is also known for his objectivity and impartiality. He sought to provide an accurate and unbiased account of the war, rather than to promote a particular agenda or ideology.